So if you've been thinking about buying the new Ableton Push 3, you've probably considered buying the standalone version. But as you may have seen, it has a hefty price tag. How do you know if the standalone workflow is for you? Would it be awesome if you could practice the standalone workflow without actually buying the Push 3? Well, what if I told you there is a way? Hi, my name is Craig. Welcome to Push Patterns. In this video, we're going to look at comparing the Ableton Push 3 workflow in standalone mode to the Ableton Live Note app. So recently, Ableton surprised us with two new products. They surprised us earlier this year with Ableton Live Note, which is an iOS-based app with instruments, audio effects and samples from Ableton Live that we can transport via the cloud, open up within Ableton Live. Almost the same as the standalone workflow. The Note app might have actually been a beta testing for a standalone interface that could have inspired a more in-depth interface on the Push 3. So in this video, we're going to make a beat side by side on the Note and the Push. We're looking for similarities in the workflow to see if we can actually use the Note as a tester for the standalone workflow. So let's jump in and try this out. I'm going to load up the track on the Note first, and you do that by clicking up here. Then we're going to go to pads. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the MIDI capture mode to start the track on both. So let's just build in a beat. So we're going to quantize it with this button here, and then we can go in and we can edit it. So if this note here, we want to nudge it, we put the grid size 16. Maybe this one could go back a bit. See, pretty quick workflow there for editing it. So let's try and do the same thing with the Push here. So I'm going to come into the drum mode here. We've got our MIDI capture button here that we're going to use. So let's try that. Quantize it. So you see there, I've got a couple of notes I need to edit. So we make sure you're in here, go to the edit, and then go through and scroll through the note. I want that one. I'm going to select the position to be there. Yeah, and then we're going to do the same to this note here. Be directly after. Let's try that. No, it's too much. Yeah, here we go. Let's try that. Nice. Cool, so then let's add some layers to it. So I'm going to go back to Note now. The thing that we don't have is we can't manually sequence notes in. We have to play them in, which is a shame. So I'm going to look at this sound here. Now look at how we can do that on the Push afterwards. Pretty quick, right? So let's try and do the same thing with the Push here. So we got it there. So let's go into, let's play it. So you see there, I'm using this MIDI capture feature all the time. I'm not using the session record and fixed length. I feel like the pressure is off a little bit when you don't have the record on. And that's what I really like about the Note. And that's the workflow that I've taken over to the Push 3. It is taking the pressure off of this session record. And, you know, sometimes when we press the record button on, it's like all music ability goes, see you later, bye. So by using this MIDI capture, it's like tricking ourselves into a better performance, essentially. Okay, so now let's play around with some 16th note hi-hats. We're going to go in here and go to repeat, turn that on, come back, and we'll go to this single pad, which enables us to do velocities. You can't do it directly on the pads in the Note, okay? So let's try that. Let's play. Nice, that's already adding some movement in. Let's try that here on the push. We're going to repeat 16ths on. Find the sound, there we go. Same thing here, but this time we've got the velocity on the pad. Okay, so let's try that. So this time I'm actually going to use the session record. Nice. I love this velocity feature on the note and the push. It really gives a sense of movement to those repeated notes. It's something that it can sound quite robotic if you just put the repeat on and have that constant velocity. Okay, let's add some chords on top of that. Okay, so I'm going to choose my chord channel here. Okay, so let's build this on top. Cool. Same thing on the push. Let's find it on the push. Cool, almost got it. So if we go up to the notes here, we can scan through the last two. It kind of quantized them a bit wrong. Change the position quite quick and easy. Let's quantize that. So let's have a listen to that. Nice. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is look at automating some of those parameters. So if we go into the note here, I'm going to go to those chords. I'm going to select up the top here and make sure that I've got the filter selected. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the filter like this. So if I go go add. Just added in that automation. Okay, so let's try the same on the push. We just turn the automate dial on, go to our device mode, find the filter cutoff. Here we go, and then we just press session record. Awesome. Okay, last thing, we're going to add in a synthy voice. Okay, so let's do a recording of that. Okay, let's try the same on the push. Cool, so there we have our beat that we made on the standalone push and with Ableton's Note. You see, this MIDI capture workflow works a treat on the Note and both the Push. So get a copy of Note, I believe it's £6, the App Store, play with it, see if you really like this workflow of not being attached to the computer and having some limitations. Use the cloud to transfer it into Live, and then you can polish it and develop it into a full song. It's pretty much the same workflow as the Standalone. You can see you can dive in a bit deeper. There's a lot more editing capabilities that you've got on the Push 3. But this, I think, is a good taster for what the workflow would be like. If you enjoyed this video, you want to learn more about Ableton Live, there's some videos here. Also, if you want to learn more about the Push 3 controller, I have a bunch of videos here. I've been Craig. Hopefully see you in another video sometime again soon. Bye for now.